Welcome to the stream. Season 6 of the League of Extraordinary Investigators, Round 1, Beyond the Gates of Sleep. So, as you can tell, we are tackling Part A of the Dream Eaters campaign. I had a test run last night, didn't do too bad, so that can only mean this live run will go terribly. Tweaked my layout since last season because I've moved house for my test run last night. It started to get a bit choppy towards the end of the stream, so I've dropped the resolution on the webcam a little bit to see if that helps. I've done the Survivor Dream, so I've paid 1 for Old Keyring, so I will put on 1, 2. I am starting at the 70 steps. I will just give my deck a final shuffle. I'll make sure I am set up right. Act 1, Agenda 1, yep. I had LeBruce on the stream with me on the test run, pointing out lots of little things I'd forgotten. So hopefully I'll remember most of them. Where are we? Stick that there to remind me that there's a special action happens there at the end of on the Mythos phase. Okay, I'm just going to try and make sure I read the cards properly, which is always a help, eh? Okay, there you can see my chaos bag. I've got my skulls set aside, ready to be added in at the opportune moment. Chaos bag at the ready. If you've not watched one of my streams before, I use this little power token thing to try and remember whether I've triggered an investigator's once per round ability, which for Stella is after you fail a skill test, take an additional action once per round. So let's draw my opening hand. I want to try and get down to the path as quickly as possible, which, while there is no encounter deck in play, basically means focusing on investigating. So let's see what we get, and that's hence me picking the key ring. So we have Live and Learn, that will help. Grit your teeth, yeah. Take heart, weakness. Lucky, and winging it. Okay, so winging it will help with the lower shroud locations. I've got Lucky and Live and Learn will help with the odd failed test. Grit your teeth will help with the failed test. Tempted to just take that, you know. Which is I might drop take heart. See what else I get in place. Oh, the rain no snow. Okay. So that is my mulligan. I think I need to adjust that webcam. It's pointing too far. I'm too far back. Can't be able to faff. I will just. There, that's one way of adjusting the webcam rather than faffing around with OBS. Sorry about the light. I'm at the end of a room with the actual light in the room is behind me, so that's off at the moment. The window's sort of behind me as well, so I've just got like a little desk lamp pointing down here, but it just means my face is in darkness, which is never a bad thing. Let's do this. Okay. So, how's my opening hand? Let's reveal the 70 steps and off we go. 1 clue. When I leave, I take a horror for each card in excess of 5. Oops. I have coffee. Sunday morning coffee with Kev, as Matt likes to call it. So let's let's go. My investigate is 2, so I could just go 2 on a 1. I think I'm just going to start with a 2 on a 1. And I can always trigger some fail tech, hopefully. 2 on a 1, -4. That's exactly how yesterday's stream started as well. So, that's a fail. So I get my extra action. Action 2. Do I live and learn? Or do I grit my teeth? Let's grit my teeth. I'm trying to think what happens now. I'll get that clue hopefully this turn. I move. I have 1 action left. They will advance. I could then possibly trigger one of the Nashed or Come and Far actions. So yeah, I will pay 1 and grit my teeth. I'm going to leave that here as a reminder that I've got +1 to my actions for the rest of the round. And I'll stick that reminder on there to make sure I get rid of it. And okay. Okay, so that was my second action. Third action is, I'm not going to have the action. No, that's a fast action, so that's fast. So I don't have to pay for the grit my teeth. So action 2, we will investigate again. Now I'm investigating with a 3 on a 1. 3 on a 1, and I get that's how this game is going to go. So let's try it again. 3 on a 1, action 3. So much for having the spare action this time. Three on a 1 -3. And then my bonus 4th action. Do I want to? I may as well just use some tech here, hadn't I? It just feels a waste on a 1 shroud location. But I'm struggling to investigate a 1 shroud. No, I'm going to just go for that. 3 on a 1. 3 on a 1. 0. My first clues is ding. Okay. I only have 4 clues. Well, I'm not leaving it anyway, so. Okay, there are no enemies in play. Nothing to ready. Card and a resource. And I draw Dark Horse. Not sure why I've got Dark Horse in this deck. Didn't seem to be running light on resources at all last night, so, well, we'll see. Don't forget the resource. That's one way of running low on resources, is forgetting it. That goes away now. Okay. Right, Doom. We have 2 Doom go on the agenda, thanks to me being on a steps location. We don't have an encounter phase yet, an encounter card yet, so we're back to action 1. We move. I don't have excess of 5 cards, so I don't have to take horror. Reveal the Cavern of Flame. And trigger the act advancing. So now I lose all my clues. And Nashed and Come and Far are now in play. And I add a skull to the chaos bag. So now we move on to the trial of Nashed and Come and Far. So my first action was move. Second action, I will do an evade test with Nashed. My evade is 4. The test is 2 + 1 per investigator, so that's 3. So 4 on a 3. I won't mess about. I'm throwing neither rain nor snow in. 4 on a 3. Sorry, 7 on a 3. Cultist, which is -X, which is 0 anyway, so I didn't need to commit, but I've done it. So I passed Nashed's test and do the victory display. I'm not going to read all of the flavor text. Right. That was action 2. Action 3. Let's do the Come and Far. So it's head or book. My highest is head of 2. I should have used the neither rain nor snow for this, shouldn't I? Well, I've got lucky anyway. So 3, 3 on a 3. 3 on a 3. Skull. Number of cards, half the number of cards in your hand rounded up, so that's 2. So that's a -2. So I failed by 2. I have failed a skill test. I failed by 2, so I pay 1 for lucky to add 2 to my skill test, which means I now pass. So that's come and far dealt with. And so if neither nashed, sorry, that was action. Yeah, it was move, trial. I have to trigger the act advancing, put another skull in the bag, put the set aside 700 steps. The base of the steps. And the enchanted path, the path. Look at me, I'm trying to be tidy and I'm making a mess. Okay, and then yeah, I've got a skull to add. Yeah, 700 steps, base of the steps, enchanted path. So now I need to enter the enchanted path to advance the act. But that is all my actions done. I didn't fail any tests, so I don't have action 4. No enemies in play. Nothing to ready. Gain a card and a resource. I gain perception and a resource. 2 doom on the agenda. Puts us to 4 out of 19. No encounter as yet. Action 1. So I didn't have to move, did I? It was just putting those locations in play. Yeah. So action 1, we move to the 700 steps. 1 clue to find, shroud of 2. When I leave, take a horror for each card in excess of 3. So action 2. What shall I do? What shall I do? I'm going to pay 1 for winging it. So that reduces the shroud by 1. So I'm investigating a 2 on a 1. This is probably a bad idea. I should be using the key ring, shouldn't I? But I might save that for these higher locations. 2 on a 1. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay, so that's a failed action. I should have reset that, so I get a new bonus action anyway. I will. Let's use perception. So we're going 2, 4 on a 2. 4 on a 2. -4. Okay. No use doing live and learn. Well. So for live and learn, let's attempt that test again. Does it have to be that test exactly the same? Or well, no, it can't be exactly the same because you've discarded cards. Yeah, I'll live and learn. Attempt that test again. I'll use old keyring this time because I can't use perception to investigate. So that brings the shroud down to 0. And I'm now going in with a 4 thanks to live and learn. So that's 4 on a 0. -1. That's a pass. I hope that works for live and learn. I'm triggering investigate on my second investigate off an old keyring rather than off my investigator. It's still an investigate action, isn't it? It's an investigate test. I'm sure I'll get penalised accordingly. Right. So that was my, let me think. I moved, I investigated and failed, I investigated and succeeded. But I get a bonus 4th action because of Stella's ability. So I will now move to the base of the steps. I don't get penalised because I only have 1 card in my hand. Base of the steps again has 1 clue, but we are now at a 1 shroud. That is my 4th action. No enemies in play, nothing to ready, card and a resource. I draw another live and learn. Doom, we go another 2, so we are at 6 out of 19. No encounter. Action 1. I'm going to pay 3 to put Dark Horse into play, which is kind of pointless at the moment. Then I shall pay 1 to investigate using winging it from my discard pile. I now have no resources, so I'm assuming at this point I can adjust, my skills can be boosted. So I am now at 3 on a 2. Not great, but 3 on a 2. Oh, hang on, after I enter the base of the steps, if I have at least 1 card in my hand, test head of X, so test head of 1. I had already moved in here, didn't I? So I should have done this test on my last turn. I had Dark Horse in my hand. No, I only had 1 card in my hand at the end of my last turn because winging it came in upkeep. Let's rewind properly. Dark Horse back in my hand. Live and learn back there. One resource back from playing winging it from my discard pile. So it was my final action. I moved into base of the steps. So this is the point I needed to test. It's still a test of head of 1, but I just wanted to unpick it, make sure I got that right. Test head of 1, 3 on a 1, 0. It was a pass after all of that. So now we redo no hunter enemies in play, card and a resource. Surprise, surprise, it was winging it. Not wing, yeah, live and learn. I think that 1 resource was what I should have earned last time. Doom, we did the 2, I did already, I didn't remove that, did I? No encounter. Right, action 1. So let's redo what I just did. I will pay 3 for Dark Horse. And then I will pay 1.
I found this on the web.
Nobody's talking to you. Pay 1 for to investigate with winging it from my discard pile. So that's now I'm investigating with 2, 3 against 3, 2. So 3 against a 2. Tablet -2, so I failed by 1. Okay, well, I'll trigger Stella's ability. Winging it, because I played it from my discard pile, goes back into my deck. Could live and learn and just test that again, but I won't have the winging it bonus. I'll get +2. If I do that again, I'll be going 2, 4, 5 on a 3. May as well do that. It's a fast action. 5 on a 3. -1. That's a pass. That was fast. Advance. So was that all my first action? That doesn't feel right. No. I failed a test. I can't remember. So I moved in at the end of the last go. So my first action was the test. I failed the test. No, I played Dark Horse. That was action 1. I investigated with winging it. That was action 2. That failed. I then redid the test as a fast action with live and learn. So I'm still on action 3. So action 3 is I will now move to the enchanted path. The path. +1 shroud for each unrevealed location in play. So I've entered into the enchanted path. I'm about to start my 4th action, so I'll just tip that over to make sure I remember. Lose all of your clues. Surprise. Slumber grows deeper. Another skull in the bag. Remove all the steps locations from the game. Okay. Randomly choose 6 of the set aside enchanted woods. So I did this by shuffling last night, but I'll do it by dice now just to make sure. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that could be number 7 at the bottom. So how do I do that then? Let's roll 2 dice and ignore anything over 7. So which one gets removed? It is dice number 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did say that way, and then that. So that is the one that gets removed. So there we are. We have our 6 enchanted woods. So my action 4, I guess it will be to move into one of them. Which one shall I pick? Shall I let the dice decide? We'll go 1 clockwise to 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We move here for action 4. And the encounter deck comes in with everything except the labouring book. And I cannot for the life of me remember how the labouring grog comes into play. Must be summoned by something. I can take that reminder off now because there are no steps locations left in the game. Okay, so which location am I gone to? It is a 4 shroud, of course. It's a 4 shroud. Why would somebody with low investigation skills go anywhere else? Low investigation skills and no cards. Okay. So that's my go over anyway. That was my 4th action. 1 clue is out of this location. As an additional cost to leave, I must choose and discard a card from my hand for each clue. So it tempts me in and then makes it more difficult to leave. Right. Hunter enemies move. We still don't have any enemies in play. Nothing to ready. Not missed anything now on the setup, have I? No. Just that the encounter deck is now in play. Card and a resource. I gain a meat cleaver. And a resource. Doom. We're back down to single dooms again. So now we are at 7 out of 19. Don't know if you can make it out, but there is a 2 on these 3, but that one. You see? Doesn't have a 2 on it. 2 on the reverse side. I'll try and keep them separate like that to make it clearer. So that's 3 2s and a 1. Okay, so that was Doom, and we get our first encounter card, and it's going to be a Zoog, isn't it? It's a Law of Igoroth. Cannot commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of icons on them. At least it's not stopping me playing. And I have to discard a card with an even number of skill icons on. Okay, action 1. We need to get this investigated, but I don't have all of my toys. So let's investigate using the old key ring. That would bring it down to a 2. I still... Could we say I chose not to draw that resource? That would put me on a 3. It would still only be a 3 on a 2. So it's 2 on a 2 if I didn't draw the resource, 3 on a 2 if I didn't. 3 on a 2 or 2 on a 2. I mean, obviously 3 on a 2 is better. Can we say I chose not to draw the resource at the end of the last upkeep? And please don't penalise me for that. Right, so that's now 3 on a 2. So I'm doing 2, 3 thanks to Dark Horse, and 4 goes down to 2 thanks to Old Key Ring. 3 on a 2. Tablet. The number of revealed -1. The number of revealed woods location. There is only 1. That's a -1, so that is an actual pass. That shouldn't be. Okay, right. That was action. So action 1 was moving into there, wasn't it? Action 2 was doing the investigate. So action 3, we move back. If there are no revealed locations, so there are no connections yet. So that's my go over. No enemies in play, no enemies to attack, nothing to ready, card and a resource. I draw Madame Blancmange. Do I draw the resource or not? Do I rely on Dark Horse? I could do with more cards though, and Madame Blancmange would help me as well. I'll probably... No, I'm going to take the resource because I've got a feeling I need some of my tech out in a bit. Doom, that flips to 2, so we're now at 8 out of 19. Encounter, Zoog time. No, it's Deeper Slumber. Your hand size is reduced, maximum hand size is reduced by 3 and is checked each time you draw 1 or more cards. So I'm going to put it on my draw pile there just to remind me. So my hand size is normally 8, reduced by 3, so it's 5. So I'm okay for now. I still don't have any cards with an even number of icons, so I can't get rid of the Law of Igoroth yet. So let's move. Where shall we go now? It doesn't really matter, does it? Where I can blame the dice. Well, again, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we've already been to 4, so we won't go there again. So 5 it is. So action 1, we moved to this Enchanted Woods location. 5 Shroud. Oh, get better. When your turn begins, right, my turn hasn't begun since moving in. So I'll put that there as a reminder that there's an action here. Next round. 5. That's just rude. My second investigation with the old keyring was successful, wasn't it? So I shouldn't have that anymore. Which makes it even more difficult. Dark Horse gets me to a 3. Well, Dark Horse doesn't get me anything, so I'm going to flip that so I don't accidentally do it. It's because I have a resource. I think I'm going to ditch this location and move on. 5 Shroud is nasty for me. Right. Those two are connected. Not that it matters. Move back. I'll go back there if I have time at the end. This is a waste of actions though, isn't it? 1, 2. We'll go over here. 4 Shroud. And I don't have any more actions because I've not failed any tests this round. Should have deliberately failed a test, shouldn't I? That well wouldn't have got me out. After you reveal this location, if you do not leave this location before the end of the round, place a doom on the current agenda. Well, there we go. It is now the end of the round. Okay. No enemies in play, lucky me. Card on a resource. I will draw scrounge for supplies. Aha, okay. And I'm still not at my limit. So out of interest, and a resource. I'm going to draw the resource because I'm going to start using stuff. What do I want back? Do I want old keyring back? I think probably do. The rest are kind of one-offs. Whereas old keyring will help me get a couple of clues at least. Right, Doom, so that now flips to a 2, so we're at 10 out of 19. Counter card, Prismatic Phenomenon. Put in your threat area the first time you perform one of the following actions: draw, resource, or play. It costs an additional action. And after you successfully investigate a location, instead of discovering clues, discard it. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Okay. So, action 1 is going to cost me 2 actions, but I will play Scrounge for Supplies to put old keyring in my hand from my discard pile. Then my third action, I will pay 1. I'm better off putting Madame Lebranche in play and getting some extra cash and put the old keyring in on my next turn. That's probably the best move. So I'll do 2 to bring Madame Lebranche in play. I have no resources. So that's the question now, isn't it? I've got Dark Horse and Madame Lebranche fighting each other. Do I go without the resources to get the boost, or do I go with the resources to be able to pay stuff, which will also get boost? I will exhaust Madame Lebranche to get the resource. That is my go done. No enemies in play. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I'm still not at my limit. Grit your teeth. And a resource. That gets me 2 resources. Unless I choose not to get that resource, because I can then pay 1 for Old Keyring, then Dark Horse is back alive. Old Keyring, I can investigate that with a -2. I'm a 2, that gets me a +1. Swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Now I'm going to keep the resource because I've got some of this tech I could do with using. Right. So I took my card and resource. Doom. These rounds come round very quick. 11 out of 19. Encounter. And it's the ancient Zoog. Spawn at an enchanted woods location, unrevealed if able. He is aloof, and at the start of the enemy phase, if he is ready, I add a swarm card to each enchanted Zoog in play. I'll put him down here. Oh, at the end of my last turn I did not leave this location, so I get an extra doom. Or did I already do that? I don't know. I'll say I didn't just in case. Okay, action 1. Let's pay 1 for Old Keyring. That costs me 2 actions. Old Keyring has 2 keys on it. Let's investigate. So that goes Old Keyring. I'll use an old key. That brings that shroud down to 2. So I'm going 2 on a 2. Can't commit those cards to the test. 2 on a 2. Can't do anything else, can I? Two on a 2. Whew. What am I doing? I've already got the... Did I forget to put the clue out? I think I did, because I've only have 1 clue, which I got from there. So I get the clue from Enchanted Woods. But forced, prismatic phenomenon. Instead of getting the clue, I discard prismatic phenomenon. So that was my second action. No, that was my first 2 actions, wasn't it? Was it? Draw, resource, or play. What did I play? I played the Old Keyring, didn't I? And then my third action was to investigate with the Old Keyring, which was successful but didn't get me the clue and got rid of the thing. So I've not failed a test, so I don't get an extra go. Right, no hunter enemies in play, no one to attack, nothing to ready, card and a resource. Ding 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 ding. And a resource. I'm forgetting Dark Horse for now. Doom. We're now at 13 out of 19. Encounter. Zoog Burrow. Test evade of 3 for each point you fail by. Add a swarm to the nearest swarming Zoog. If you fail and there are no such enemies in play, search 1. Don't want a swarming Zug in play, thank you very much. So I'm doing 4 and a 3. Tablet is -2. But it's not an evasion against a swarming enemy, so that doesn't count. But I have to now search the encounter deck. Discard power for a Zug enemy, draw it. Furtive Zug. And if it's search, I get to choose, don't I? So let's have a look at all the Zugs. Stealthy Zug 113. Inconspicuous Zug 212, so he's a hunter. Stealthy Zug alert. I think I'll go with the Stealthy Zug. He's not got hunter. So what did it say? Draw it. Spawn, engage with the investigator at your location with the lowest evade value, so that'd be me. Okay. Action 1. Let's punch the Zug, I guess. Swarming 1, so I need to punch him twice. This is where I could have done with that Derringer in play already, but never mind. 3 on a 1 fight. 3 on a 1, action 1, 3 on a 1 fight -4, that's how it's going to go, is it? He's not got retaliate. That's a failed action. Fast, after you fail a skill test, pay 1 for grit your teeth, get +1 to my skills for the rest of the round. So now I'm fighting with a 4 on a 1. Get action 2. +1. So that is one of the swarms gone away. And then I third action, fight him again. 4 on a 1. -1. Zug is toast. And then my bonus 4th action for passing a test earlier. Let's try this investigate again with the old keyring. So that brings that shroud down to 2. My investigate is 3 thanks to gritted teeth. So 3 on a 2. Got no way of boosting that any further, have I? No. 3 on a 2. Tablet is -2. That's failed by 1. And it wasn't an attack or an evasion attempt, so I keep the key. That is the end of my go, so grit your teeth goes away. Well, it goes away at the end of the round actually, but I don't think there's anything in the enemy phase that's going to trigger. We don't have any hunter enemies in play, no one to attack. Ready cards, card and a resource. Card, get winging it, and a resource. Doom, that flips to a 2, so we are at 14 out of 19. Encounter phase, encounter card. Dreamlands Eclipse, put into play next to the agenda deck. When you initiate an investigation, you must either take a horror or your location gets +2 shroud. At the end of the round, discard it. Oh, and at the end of my round as well, I should be adding another Doom because I still haven't left that stupid location. This is escalating rather quickly. I am not doing very well at all. Right, action 1. Let's get this investigation done. Old keyring brings that down to 2. I haven't got any other way of helping. Do I just cut and run? And try and just get some points at the other locations. So if I investigate using the old keyring, that becomes a 2, I am a 2, so it's a 2 on 2, and I'm taking a horror for the privilege thanks to the Dreamlands Eclipse. That's all I can do, isn't it? Let's take a horror. A 2 on a 2. I don't have any fail tech on me. 2 on 2. Tablet is a -2, so that's a fail. Let's do it again. 2 on a 2. -4. 2 on a 2. +1. Pass. And I do get a 4th action because I did fail once or twice there, so I am running away back here. I don't get the extra doom, so I'll take that away for now. And that one only applies while I'm there. No hunter enemies in play, no enemies to attack, ready cards, card and a resource. So my card hand size limit is reduced by 3. So I'm still at my limit. I'm at my limit because I have 5, so I'm okay, I just can't have any more cards. Get a resource. Doom, that goes to 2, so we're at 16 out of 19. I only have 2 clues so far. Yesterday I managed to do it by not having to go to the Ancient Zoo's location, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this time. Encounter. Somnophobia. Test head of 5. For each point you fail by, take a horror up to a maximum of 3. And I can't commit any of those cards because they are all an odd number of skill icons. Head of 5, I am head of 3, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to take 3 horror. Head of 5 -1, so that's 3, puts me to 2. So yeah, taking 3 horror. So that's +2. So now 4 horror out of 8. Action 1, I will discard winging it because that has 0 icons, which is an even number. Action 2, let's move up here. I've given up on the dice, they've not helped me so far. While you're investigating this location, it gets +1 shroud for each card in your hand, so that's +3. So we're at a 5 shroud location. I'm guessing as I commit skill cards to the test, if I could, then it would reduce. Right, good grief, I'm going 50 minutes. Right, so action 1 was move. Action 2, we need these clues. Come on, hurry up. So I'll investigate. That one of those keys is gone, isn't it? Because I successfully investigated on the last turn. I will investigate using the keyring. That brings that shroud down to a 3, but I'm still only a 2. could just lob in to make it, lob in the keyring to make it a 3 on a 3, but I probably could do with that if it's successful. This is going terribly. Let's play 3 to equip the Derringer. That at least brings the Shroud down by 1. So my third action, I'm now if I investigate with the keyring, that drops that to 2, 3, 4. I've dropped that back down to 2, so at least it's a 2 on a 2 investigate. I've got 2 ammo on my Derringer. 2 on a 2, this is awful. Oh, and that should have gone away at the end of the last round. Am I doing 2 on 2? Oh, look at that! 2 on a 2, so I get the clue, which I forgot to put out. No more actions because I didn't actually fail anything. No enemies attacking or moving. Ready cards, card and a resource. Another Derringer. I lose the old keyring because I was successful in that investigation. So card and resource. Do I choose not to? No, I don't choose not. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. No, I'm not choosing. I'm choosing to draw my resource. Doom. We are at 17 out of 19. It's putting it a bit fine, isn't it? Another prismatic phenomenon. First time you draw resource or play, it costs an additional action, and it stops me investigating. Right. Action 1, move. Move isn't one of them, is it? Action 2, move again. Labouring Gug is here. 5 health. Okay. Action 3. Shoot him. That goes to 2, 4. I was going to pay 1 for the keyring. I don't really want to take. Actually, let's. No, because then I'll take an attack of opportunity. So if I shoot him, it's 2, 4, 4 on a 5. That is connected to. I can't bother to move everything around. Well, I could do. Just swap those 2 over. No, because and I'll just swap those 2 over as well. So that one is connected to that one. That one is connected to that one. It's also connected to that one. Oh, I give up. Okay. guess all I can do is try and shoot. I'm kind of stuck, aren't I? He's evaded only 2 though, so I suppose I could evade him. I'm a 4 on evade, so yeah, why am I instantly thinking of shooting? I suppose I just saw the victory point and was dazzled by it. Let's evade him. So I'm at 4 on a 2. And then I may be shooting while he's lying down. 4 on a 2, and I get a tablet which is -2, so that is a pass. So he is evaded. I will... That was my last action there, wasn't it? Well, at least he's not going to kick me. I didn't fail any tests that round. Hunter enemies move. He is a hunter. He doesn't attack. Ready card, so he re-engages with me. Card and a resource. I draw neither rain nor snow. And a resource. Do I want the resource? I'm going to choose not to take the resource. Doom. We're at 18. Encounter. It's going to kick me now, isn't it? You cannot play cards or commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of words in the title. Everything in my hand is evenly worded. Excellent. And I'm at 5 cards, so I'm not over my limit. There should be a clue on there. Okay, action 1, evade the Gug again. 4 on a 2. Please, please. 4 on a 2. Skull is half the number of cards in my hand rounded up, so that's -3 cursors. So that's a fail. I don't have any fail tech on me. He is not alert, is he? No, he's not. That's okay then. Let's do it again then. 4 on a 2. -2. That's a pass. So he is evaded with my second action. My third action. Well, this is it. This is my final round, isn't it? I can't get that unless I do a double investigate thanks to prismatic phenomenon. So I think I will go and just try. I can't kill the Gug either, can I? Because he's 5 health. I can do. Well, let's just go for 2 investigates on the woods then. So investigate 2. I wanted to play the kiwi. I will commit old keyring to put me on a 3, 3 on a 1 investigate. Elder sign +1. So that discards that. Now my 4th action, because I did have the failed thing, failed evade, I will commit neither rain nor snow to go 2, 3, 4, 5 on a 1, 5 on a 1 +1. There we go, 4th clue. That's as well as I can do. No enemies to move or attack. ready, cards and a resource card. Resource. Doom takes us to 19. If it is Act 1 to Act 4, help please anyone, the voice called out from the tree. Record that we strayed from the path. We are defeated and suffer a mental trauma. Okay, so points wise, how did I do? I got 2, 4, 6, 7. Bit disappointed with that. I got 10 yesterday. Oh well. That's how this game goes, isn't it? 7 points. 7 points and defeated. Let's have a quick look at the campaign guide. So we were saved by Randolph Carter. We add Randolph to the deck. We earn victory points and play the interlude. So that's 7 points. Let me just double check that. 1. Didn't get that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not happy with that. Never mind. Okay, well, the stream seems to have handled a bit better. Only 0.1% drop frames. It was quite severe yesterday. Looks like dropping the resolution on the main desktop camera seems to have worked. So yeah, okay, there we go. That was it. Thank you for watching.